Is
Okay.
there a link between Conway Twitty and Dr. Dre?
If there is a link between Conway Twitty and Dr. Dre, that would be amazing. This is ridiculous.
No.
Jason, it's 3.
Get out of here. 3
No.
degrees.
3 degrees. So Darren had an idea.
Okay.
What if we replace James, just for this episode, with ChatGPT, except we're going to call it James GPT.
James GPT.
Yeah.
Jimmy GPT.
Jimmy GPT, yes.
Jimmy GPT. I like it.
Yes, so just for this episode, because James and Dad and Day, our stepmom, are all celebrating Dad's birthday.
Sure.
And we were not invited. Well,
no, we were not invited. I didn't know about it until you told me. And I said, hey, are we recording? And you went,
right.
Actually, we're not. And I went, the hell we aren't. We're totally going to record. And I'm going to creepily hold this candle and hope it doesn't give me 2nd-degree burns. So this is James. This is for you.
Light your eyebrows on fire.
Mustache more than eyebrows, which I'm probably more concerned about.
Which one? More concerned about mustache or eyebrows?
Yeah, if I lose my mustache, then I am my eyebrows.
I mean, you could live without a mustache, without eyebrows. True. I mean, you could do the Sharpie thing, but...
Just run Sharpie all over your face?
No. I'm saying Sharpie to replace the eyebrows.
Oh.
Yes, you could look like some movie caricature.
I'd look way over the top. You have to get like someone who didn't, would you say caricature? It's like someone who wasn't a caricature artist at like Disneyland to make you all aggressive or like goofy looking.
What was the movie? Was it Police Academy?
I can't remember. Would they use the sketch artist as?
Well, no. There was a movie where someone's eyebrows were replaced, like they drew them on, and then they said like, "Why are you angry?" And like, what? What are you talking about? I can't. Now it's going to bug me.
Why don't you ask Jimmy GPT?
Oh,
this is our first question, actually. Yeah.
Okay. So, Jimmy GPT, which movie is there a convention? Not a convention. Is there like a certain process? Or you can just ask? It's just free type.
I think it's just asking the question and seeing what results you get back.
Okay. So here's specifically what I said. Which movie did character lose their eyebrows and had to be penciled in? And it says the movie you're referring to is Who Framed Roger Rabbit. In the film, the character you're mentioning is Eddie Valiant. Eddie Valiant's eyebrows, portrayed by Bob Hoskins, by the way, Eddie Valiant's eyebrows are singed off during an explosion, and he has to pencil them in for the remainder of the film. I'm going to say, didn't Police Academy movie have the same joke? Yes. Okay. So, and it does say you're correct. I apologize for the confusion.
Whoa.
The joke about a character losing their eyebrows and having to pencil them in is indeed from the Police Academy movie series. Specifically, it happens in Police Academy 4, Citizen on Patrol, 1987, where Sergeant Eugene Tackleberry, played by David Groff, loses an eyebrows due to an explosion during a training exercise and then draws them back on with a pencil. Thank you for the clarification.
So what I appreciate about Jimmy GPT, it's just like our brother. It apologizes.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, you're right.
Sorry.
It's the same. Okay, so let's stay on the Police Academy note. What Police Academy related question would you like to ask Jimmy GPT?
What was the most popular soundtrack in the Police Academy series?
Oh, that's pretty good. Okay. Our brother James would know this by heart.
He would.
The most popular soundtrack in the Police Academy series is generally considered to be the soundtrack for the first film, Police Academy, 1984.
Of course.
The film soundtrack features various memorable tracks, including the theme song composed by Robert Folk, which is iconic and closely associated with the franchise. Additionally, the soundtrack includes other tracks that capture the spirit of the film and its comedic moments.
This is just...
Overall, the soundtrack of the first Police Academy film is the most recognized and celebrated amongst fans of the series.
Right. That is a very Jimmy GPT. and also a James answer. James, it looks like, I apologize, but it looks like you may be replaced by JimmyGPT.
Well, I'm asking now because this would be another James question.
Uh-huh.
Are there Police Academy movie fan clubs?
Oh, great question.
Well, so I guess this is general. It says, yes, there are fan clubs and online communities dedicated to the Police Academy movie series.
Perfect.
It says they can be found on social media. Okay, so let me try. Who was the most famous actor in the Police Academy movies?
I think it's
Who
got
are
to
you
be.
thinking?
It's got to be Steve Gutenberg.
I mean, yeah, the Goots got it,
It
right?
has to be him. Potentially Michael Winslow.
Wasn't the Sex and the City, one of the Sex and the City actresses,
Kim Cattrall.
Kim Cattrall, wasn't she in one of them
I
too?
thought she was in one of them too.
Okay. And Bubba Smith
Bubba
feels like
Smith.
he'd be.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, wow. This is actually okay. The Police Academy series this is JimmyGPT, by the way.
Of
The
course.
Police Academy series featured several actors who gained fame through their roles in the film. However, one of the most famous actors associated is Steve Gutenberg, who portrayed Officer, do you remember his name?
No.
Carrie Mahoney
Ah.
in the first 4 films.
Yep. Mahoney.
Yeah, Gutenberg's portrayal of Mahoney was central to the early success, and he became closely identified with the character. Additionally, other actors such as Michael Winslow, known for his sound effects,
Yep.
and Bubba Smith, known for his role as Hightower, also gained significant recognition for their roles.
Yeah.
Overall, while there were many notable actors in the Police Academy series, Steve Gutenberg's portrayal of Officer Mahoney stands out as one of the most iconic.
I think that that definitely tells us something about the Goots. It tells us that he was definitely committed to his role, right? And he was committed to sort of continuing on either for money or for the spirit of the movie or whatever it may have been.
Right. Creative differences.
Sure. You got to think that's got to be one of the most under referenced movie series in the history of movies, right?
Well, just think back. It had Bobcat Goldthwait.
Yeah.
He might actually have been up there with as famous, but his time, man, Gutenberg. So I just asked JimmyGPT, aka ChatGPT 3.5, does Steve Gutenberg have a nickname? And so JimmyGPT said, what is your fascination with Steve Gutenberg? No, JimmyGPT did not say that. All JimmyGPT said was, we're experiencing exceptionally high demand. Please try again later.
For Steve Gutenberg requests. We're trying to figure out why you're...
Hey, we were right.
What?
I tried it again. It said, yes, Steve Gutenberg does have a nickname. He is sometimes referred to as the Goot by fans in the media. This nickname is a shortened, informal version of his last name and is often used as a term of endearment or familiarity.
Yep.
All right. Well, our instincts were right.
This is something about JimmyGPT I appreciate. I haven't been let down yet. What about you?
No, I'm in it to win it with JimmyGPT.
Do we continue or do we let?
Continue with James? Or
yeah, look, we're doing just fine. I think if anything, this might draw in the Goot to come and join us for.
That's true.
Maybe in the future.
That would be a catch.
Could you believe that? Just listen. Just say the Goot when you talk to Johnny Five still alive. Did you believe that this would actually come about?
Yeah, you know what?
That we'd be talking to bots?
We do have a Gutenberg connection because we love Short Circuit.
We do.
We were also fans of 3 Men and a Baby.
That too. Great movie.
What are some other Goot's greatest hits?
I would ask JimmyGPT.
What movies? So Police Academy popped as number 1.
Yep.
Cocoon.
Oh yeah.
Short Circuit, 3 Men and a Baby, and then Diner. I've never seen Diner. Have you?
I've not seen Diner, but I imagine it's great because Steve Gutenberg he's a good actor.
He's a great actor. Well, and it's 1982, and it said, while not necessarily a starring role, Gutenberg had a significant part in this coming-of-age comedy drama directed by Barry Levinson, who I think directed Men in Black.
Batteries Not Included? Was he also in Batteries Not Included?
Let's see. Was he in Batteries Not? I think you're right. It is. Jimmy GPT is like James. My apologies for the oversight. He did indeed star in Batteries Not Included.
This is so great.
Wow.
We could. I really think, Mr. Gutenberg, if for some reason you would love to join three brothers on Three Ring
Yes.
Circus Maximus,
Or two brothers plus Jimmy
that's
GPT.
right,
We're still,
two
we don't
brothers.
know if, yeah.
That would
So,
totally look. Jimmy GPT will be heartbroken, but not as heartbroken
yes.
as James. Okay, let's be
Yes.
honest. So
Well, it'll also be frustrating if we still make him edit this thing.
that's true.
You know, like he's just he's
Oh
he's
man.
editing and in the he's just got a single tear streaming down his face or dripping down, and in the background it's all by myself or whatever license free version of that song that we can play because I don't want
What is it in Spanish?
to. Oh well. Again, what am I doing?
Yeah,
Why am I thinking about it?
Is
I should be asking Jimmy GPT.
I was going to
Is
say, yo
there
soy
a
uno.
Spanish version of All by Myself?
You didn't hear what I said, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Really went over well.
Try it one more time.
Yo soy uno.
Well, that just means I am one.
Exactly.
So,
but that's it.
that's
Look,
it's a gray area. Okay. So here is Jimmy GPT's answer.
okay.
Yes, there is a Spanish version of the song All by Myself. It's titled Sola Otra Vez. So that means alone again. And it was performed by Mexican singer Ana Gabriel. The lyrics were adapted into Spanish while keeping the emotional essence of the original song. And that's what I would say. Your title is fine, but it lacks the emotional essence of the original song.
Harsh.
That's what Jimmy GPT said.
Thanks, Jimmy GPT.
So,
I really appreciate it.
yep.
Maybe we should bring James back. There seems to be a lack of compassion, and just an apology track here that I'm noticing for Jimmy GPT.
Well, I'm just going to ask Jimmy, should we bring James back? Okay. This is actually a pretty good answer. It seems you might be referring to a specific individual named James, but without more context, it's challenging to provide a clear answer. If you're contemplating bringing someone named James back into a situation or group, it ultimately depends on various factors, such as the circumstances surrounding their departure, their role or contributions, and the impact their return may have on the dynamics involved. It's essential to consider the reasons for their departure and whether those issues have been addressed or resolved. Ultimately, the decision to bring someone back should be made thoughtfully, taking into account the best interests of all parties involved.
Who needs human resources when you have Jimmy GPT, right?
Can we replace a brother,
no.
a sibling with a bot? Can we replace a sibling with a bot? That's what I'm going to ask Jimmy GPT.
Okay, Jimmy GPT, don't let us down.
Whoa, wow. Okay, we may have crossed into. Jimmy GPT says the idea of replacing a sibling with a bot raises ethical, moral, and practical concerns. Siblings are family members who play significant roles in our lives, providing emotional support, companionship, and lifelong connections. Replacing a human sibling with a bot would not only disregard the complex and irreplaceable nature of human relationships, but also raise questions about the ethical implications of treating humans as interchangeable with machines. Furthermore, while technology has advanced significantly, current AI and robotics are far from replacing the depth of human relationships and emotional bonds. Bots lack the capacity for genuine empathy, understanding, and companionship that human siblings provides. It's crucial to recognize the value and uniqueness of human relationships and to approach the integration of technology into our lives with careful consideration of its impact on our social dynamics and well-being. By the way, are we going to have to pay license fees to OpenAI for all this stuff? Because I don't know what it's open, right? Okay.
I mean, it's open is in the name, so I would think.
Isn't that But aren't they a unicorn? Aren't they a multi-billion-dollar company?
I mean,
So clearly, they don't
probably.
need our money.
No,
They don't need our money. But are they
no.
going to say like, "Hey, you're using our
Are
resources"?
we
Okay.
charging people to listen to this episode?
Well, frankly, we should probably be paying people to listen to this episode, if I'm being honest.
That's a good answer. So here's the thing: do we have to pay them to help?
Yeah.
Can you
Well,
just broadcast this across your OpenAI text platform?
exactly. Exactly. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe we can cross streams like the space-time continuum or whatever, didn't
Maybe,
we?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, the last part it says is instead of replacing human relationships with technology, it's more constructive to explore ways in which technology can complement and enhance our connections with others while preserving the irreplaceable aspects of human interaction. Okay, I think that's a pretty good
I
answer.
think that Jimmy GPT is simply trying to like soft sell us on the idea of replacing James with
Yeah, we're not saying don't do it.
yeah,
Yeah, we're just saying it raises ethical, moral, and
correct.
practical concerns.
Ethical, moral, practical concerns are all things that you should think about. But
Right.
man, we're pretty darn good. Am I right?
Yes. Right. Yeah. Wow. Okay. This has been, yeah, interesting. So I wonder, we derailed slightly. When I say derailed, there was a movie that was referenced, Diner, and I've heard about this movie before. And sadly to say, I'm sure James has seen it because he's amazing, and we do love him, and he's our brother, and he's really talented. And there's no but there. And
Right.
I thought, if I remember, that Diner is like this critically renowned, critically acclaimed movie. So who was in the movie Diner? Because I remember it's supposed to be a really famous cast. Yeah, so the Goot, Daniel Stern, Mickey Rourke, Kevin Bacon, Tim Daly,
Okay.
Ellen Barkin, Paul Reiser, Catherine Dowling, Michael Tucker, and Jessica James.
Okay.
And it says these are some of the main actors in Diner, each contributing to the film's portrayal of a group of friends navigating life in Baltimore in the late 1950s.
It's got to be Baltimore in the late 1950s, right?
What do you mean?
Oh, I don't. Yeah, I've never seen it. I'm sure James could give us a full rundown of the movie, but he's not here. He's eating pancakes likely right now at IHOP.
No, he's with, they're at a steakhouse.
Oh, they went to a steakhouse?
Yeah.
Man, they really don't like us anymore.
Well, I mean, we're multiple states away, so
that's on them, not on us.
That's true. But you just brought something up, which I think is important to note.
Pancakes or steak?
Well, actually, bacon. Oh. In this case, Kevin Bacon.
Yes.
How did we unwittingly stumble into the 6 degrees?
I don't know.
Right?
That's exactly what just happened. Yeah. We fell right into it.
Yeah. Who knew?
JimmyGPT knew.
Yeah, JimmyGPT knew. But
JimmyGPT set this up
yeah.
for us to stumble right into the frying pan of Kevin Bacon.
Is he referred to as the frying pan of Kevin Bacon? Let's see.
I don't know. Maybe we just brought Kevin something to
Bacon
JimmyGPT.
Nicknames. This is per JimmyGPT.
Yes.
Kevin Bacon, the actor, as opposed to Kevin Bacon, the paleontologist. Is there another Kevin Bacon out there? Okay. Kevin Bacon, the actor, doesn't have any widely known or commonly used nicknames in the public sphere. He is generally referred to by his given name, Kevin Bacon. However, sometimes he is humorously referred to as the 6 Degrees actor, a nod to the popular parlor game 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, which is based on the concept that any two people on Earth are 6 or fewer acquaintance lengths apart. The game suggests that Kevin Bacon is so well connected to Hollywood that he can be linked to almost any actor through shared film credits in 6 steps or fewer. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Jason, I think we have our next segment for this episode.
Yeah.
Let's play the game.
Okay.
So throw out an actor. You can go as prominent or as obscure as you'd like. And when we say obscure, it is extremely difficult to be a professional actor.
Sidney Poitier.
So I just want to be clear, though.
Yes.
For someone who is less well-known, less renowned, less prolific, We are not saying that their struggle is not real. It is extremely challenging to be a professional actor,
Of
actress.
course it
So
is.
just being a professional entertainer. Okay. So Sydney Poitier
Mhm.
and Kevin Bacon, 6 degrees. I don't know how I
We're
need
gonna
to do
see.
this.
We're gonna see what happens.
Wow. Well, this is actually pretty easy.
Okay.
3 degrees of separation.
Whoa.
And two of these movies are actually in my top 20.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Trimmers?
Not Tremors, but it does end with an ERS.
Okay.
Sidney Poitier
Mm-hmm.
was in the movie Sneakers, which is again in my top 20 with Robert Redford.
Yep.
Amazing, amazing movie. You've also got Dan Aykroyd,
Yeah.
which, by the way, did we talk about Dan Aykroyd being in the We Are the World video?
No.
Oh, yeah, he's in We Are the World. He's singing in the song and in the video. There's a really interesting documentary on Netflix called The Greatest Night in Pop. It's amazing. And you see Dan Aykroyd, and he looks wildly out of place when you've got all of these other mega superstars. But,
Bono,
anyways, he's a
Sting,
superstar as
Michael
well. Yeah.
Jackson,
Yes.
Cyndi
Yes.
Lauper at the time.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. All of those folks.
Madonna
Yep. I mean,
and
again, super talented, very, very funny.
Quincy Jones.
Yeah, Mr. Ackard, we would love to have you on
Mm-hmm.
our humble show. But I think even he felt like when you see him in the video, he looks like he's going like, "What am I doing?" All right, so Sydney and Redford, Sneakers,
Mm-hmm.
great, great movie. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it for the 3 listeners that we have.
Yes. Thanks, Dad.
Yep.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Dad. The connection, the next one, Redford, Robert Redford was in the movie The Natural, also top 20 movies, with Robert Duvall.
Yep.
Now, this is the connection. Robert Duvall, this is the last connection. Robert Duvall was in the movie Jane Mansfield's Car from 2012, which I've never seen, with Kevin Bacon. So, Sidney Poitier and Kevin Bacon are connected by 3 degrees of separation.
Okay.
That's pretty damn good.
It is.
All right. Give me another one.
Brad Pitt.
All right. Also, a movie with ERS. He was in the movie Sleepers with Kevin Bacon. So just 1 degree.
Okay. Yep.
That was pretty easy.
Yep. What about you? What do you got?
I mean, we're talking about the 80s and 90s. Brigitte Nielsen.
That's a good one. Has to be like 1 degree or 2 degrees. What do you got?
4 degrees.
Okay.
Brigitte Nielsen was in the movie Red Sonja.
Oh, yep.
Your birth year, 1985, with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yep.
Arnold was in the movie The Expendables with Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis was in the movie Death Wish with Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yep.
And Vincent D'Onofrio, I think I'm pronouncing his name right. He's a fantastic. I mean, all of them are fantastic. He's really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Love him on Law and Order when he was there. I think that was Criminal Intent. But Vincent D'Onofrio was in the movie Mystic River with Kevin Bacon.
That's a great movie.
So,
yeah. Oh, that's a good movie. What about we want to talk filmmakers?
Well, I want to. Yes, let's do filmmakers next. So how many have we done? So that is
4.
Well, we unwittingly did the Goot, or we brought the Goot into
That's
it.
That's right.
So we won't count that one, but we'll do Sydney is 1,
Mm-hmm.
Brad is 2,
Mm-hmm.
Brigitte is 3. Let's do 2 more actors, and then let's do filmmakers.
Sandra Bullock.
And I'm not as good as filmmakers. Sandra Bullock? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, no, actually, Jennifer Lopez.
That's a good one. Jennifer Lopez.
Because either she's really close or really far.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking, obviously, if she's done anything, I think Kevin Bacon did do something with Ben Affleck, but let's see. So your bet is one extreme or the other?
It has to be. It depends on the Kevin Bacon film track.
Wow. And, oh, well, this is actually, it harkens back to one of the prior actors.
Okay.
J-Lo did the movie Out of Sight, which is also amazing.
Yeah.
With Clooney. Clooney did Ocean's 11 with Pitt. Pitt did Sleepers with Kevin Bacon. So 3 degrees. Okay. All right. So that's number 4.
Yep.
Let's bring it home with somebody who's pretty obscure.
Okay.
And it can't be Bobcat Goldthwait because he's not ultra obscure, and we already know he's to the Goot. The Goot is to Bacon. It's easy. So Bobcat Goot Bacon,
Oh, I know.
um,
I have a good one.
which would make an amazing like stage name. Hi, I'm Bobcat Goot Bacon. Okay, you got one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Armand Desante.
Ooh, well,
Do you think?
I think Armand Desante. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
You know what movie I really like that he's in?
What?
And this is where there may be a connection. Denzel and 30 Odd Photographs. American Gangster.
That's a great movie.
Armand Asante is an American Gangster.
Yeah.
That is an amazing movie. Okay. Kevin Bacon, 6 degrees. Okay, this is a good one, Jason. I think that it's definitely something, obviously. Still within 6.
Really?
Yep. And the first degree is actually what we talked about.
Okay.
Armand Asante. Well, so it's 5 degrees, by the way.
Okay.
Armand Asante was in the movie American Gangster with Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
Denzel Washington was in the movie The Equalizer with Chloe Grace Moretz.
Yep.
Chloe Grace Moretz. She was in the movie The Equalizer 2 with Melissa Leo.
Okay.
Melissa Leo was in the movie Frozen River with Misty Upham. Misty Upham was in the movie August Osage County with Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep was in the movie The River Wild, which is a great one.
Oh,
and actually, all
man.
those movies are great.
Yeah.
But Meryl Streep was in the movie The River Wild with Kevin Bacon. So Armand Asante and Kevin Bacon are connected by 5 degrees of separation. You reminded me of something.
Uh-huh.
Are we using JimmyGPT for the best way possible for the planet? I have to feel like, I mean, is this, there's hunger, water issues.
Yeah,
Obviously,
yeah.
there's lots of issues that are
Sure.
fall outside of the purview of this humble podcast, but it's fun. So, all right, I want to throw out somebody from the either the 70s or the 80s, and I'm trying to think. Actually, I got one right now,
Okay.
and he's very, very funny. So the movie Blazing Saddles, which is amazing. There's so many funny actors. I wonder, is it possible? Do you think that Harvey Korman
Ooh.
is ever connected to Kevin Bacon? So let's see. This could be the test, Jason.
I can't remember what he played.
Harvey Korman plays the bad guy in Blazing Saddles. He works for Mel Brooks's character, who's actually the governor. He's the lieutenant governor.
Got it.
So, and he was also a contemporary of Carol Burnett. Again, Mel Brooks, obviously.
Tim Conway.
Who was Dorf? Tim Conway. Yep, Dorf. Yep. They were all run buddies. Okay. What do you think the degrees are?
I'm going to say 3.
Believe it or not, it is the namesake, 6 degrees.
Oh, wow.
First movie is the one we're talking about, Blazing Saddles. Harvey Korman was in the movie Blazing Saddles with Gene Wilder. Gene Wilder was in the movie Stir Crazy with Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor was in the movie Silver Streak with Patrick McGoohan. Patrick McGoohan was in the movie Braveheart with Angus McFadden. Angus McFadden, or McFadden, was in the movie Equilibrium with Emily Watson. Emily Watson was in the movie Rails and Ties with Kevin Bacon. JimmyGPT and Kevin Bacon, you guys did not let us down.
They didn't. No, this is great.
Amazing.
I'm baffled. Not because of the integrity of JimmyGPT, but the acumen in which JimmyGPT was able to reference all of those fine, works of cinema at once, and have us kind of live through a little bit of a memory there. Not that James couldn't do it, but it's nice to have a cyber friend in this.
Yeah.
But I think this is a slippery slope.
It does raise ethical,
Right.
practical, and moral. What was the? Yeah. Sorry, it raises ethical, moral, and
Yeah.
practical implications. No.
I'm sorry, but this raises
Yeah.
ethical, moral, and practical
Yes.
implications. And the thought of someone's emotions being completely disregarded by a bot. Ah.
Well, here's how we can connect to James.
Yes.
Besides cinema, which we love,
Yeah.
James also loves music. So I want to do the music 6 degrees game.
Right.
But think of some of the producers that are ultra prolific. Say Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
Okay. So give me an artist and give me and we'll connect to Dr. Dre.
Was it Niles Rogers? Guaranteed it's like 2 degrees. Has to be.
Yeah.
That guy's connected to everybody.
3 degrees. Nile Rodgers collaborated with David Bowie on the album Let's Dance.
Yep.
Amazing, amazing album. Bowie collaborated with Trent Reznor, who produced Bowie's album Outside. Reznor collaborated with Dr. Dre on the song Deep for the Training Day soundtrack.
Of course.
So Nile Rodgers and Dr. Dre are connected by 3 degrees of separation.
I thought it would be closer than that, but maybe
Yeah.
There's just a lot of maybe inspiration between the two of them.
Yeah, but think about those. Think about those 3,
Yeah.
those 4.
Yeah.
Nile Rodgers, David Bowie, Trent Reznor, and Dr. Dre.
Sure.
I mean, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Back to the We Are the World. Let's put a little Lionel Richie in the mix. I wonder if Richie and Dre have a connection. What do you think?
Of course they do.
How many degrees do you think?
I'm going to say 2. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be much closer.
This I had no idea about. The one in the middle. Of course, it is referencing Lionel and Michael Jackson on the song We Are the World. That's the first connection.
Yes.
MJ and Snoop did a song called Gangsta Love in 2009, which I have never heard.
Okay.
And of course, Snoop and Dre collaborated on numerous songs. Nothing But a G Thing, Still DRE,
Sure.
Everything. Okay. So Lionel and Dre are connected by 3 degrees. But I did not know about the MJ and Snoop song Gangsta Love.
I had no idea.
I'll have to put that in the to-do list. All right. You want to jump another genre, let's say? Give me another music genre that you think of. Look, if we pull like Freddie Fender or Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass, well, let's do it.
David Foster.
Well, David Foster, he's
a genre crosser.
But as a producer, you're saying, or as a degree of with Dre?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's do one more Dre one. I'm going to pull up Herb Alpert. I'm curious. Is it Alpert?
Alpert. Herb Alpert.
Alpert. A-L-P-E-R-T.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there is a 6 degrees thing?
I don't know.
Between Herb, because Herb and the Tijuana Brass, right? This is ridiculous.
No. How many degrees?
3.
That's it.
3 degrees.
Just 3 degrees between Herb Alpert and Dr. Dre?
Yeah. Okay. So first, this I didn't know. Herb Alpert collaborated with Janet Jackson on the song Diamonds from her album Danita Joe in 2004.
What?
I didn't know. Okay, that's amazing. Of course, Janet collaborated with Tupac Shakur on the song Poetic Justice.
Right.
And of course, Tupac Shakur worked with Dr. Dre on several songs, including California Love and the California Love remix.
Right.
So Herb Alpert and Dr. Dre are connected by 3 degrees of separation.
Wow. I do actually have one in respect to James.
Okay. Is this Dre centric or Foster centric?
It's Dre centric. So we'll keep Dr. Dre.
Yeah, we'll stay on the Dre. Yeah, we'll keep it on the Dre tip.
Bruce Hornsby. Because of the Tupac connection, right? You got to wonder who produced it. But they didn't actually collaborate because I thought he had passed away. And they only sampled his song.
What's the Hornsby? Mandolin Rain, or it's
I don't know.
Bruce Hornsby. Bruce Hornsby in the Range, right?
Yeah, I think so. This is where James knows Bruce Hornsby. Okay.
Yeah, but hey, you were right. It is changes.
Yeah.
Because Tupac. Yeah.
So it's 2
Tupac
degrees.
is the link. Yeah, 2 degrees. Wow. All right. How many Dre's is that? That's pretty good. I kind of like this. This feels good, like 4 or 5 of each. So okay.
Yeah.
So we got Niall is 1,
Yep.
Lionel is 2,
Yep.
Herb is 3, Bruce is 4.
Mm-hmm.
Let's wrap up Dre with a bow. Um, let's go older than Roy, and let's go. I'm thinking like country, like, and not Hank Williams Jr. I'm talking about like Hank Williams Sr.
Yeah. Or Conway Twitty.
Conway Twitty. Yep.
Is
Okay.
there a link between Conway Twitty and Dr. Dre?
If there is a link between Conway Twitty and Dr. Dre, that would be amazing.
All right, let's see. Let's see how many degrees. There's got to be.
It has to be. Wow. This is ridiculous.
No.
Jason, it's 3.
Get out of here. 3 degrees.
No. 3 degrees.
Okay.
Conway Twitty collaborated with Sam Moore on the song Rainy Night in Georgia.
Of course.
1994.
Right.
Do you know that one?
No.
Oh, me neither. Okay.
It sounds believable.
Sam Moore collaborated with Lou Reed on the song Soul Man.
Okay.
1986.
Yep.
Lou Reed collaborated with Dr. Dre on the song What's the Difference from the album 2001. So Conway Twitty and Dr. Dre are connected by 3 degrees of separation. Wow.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah, this is amazing. Okay. So you want to try David Foster?
I think David Foster's a good one.
Okay. But let's stay on the let's try Hank Williams Sr.
Hank Williams Sr. and David Foster?
And David Foster.
Oh, that's a good one.
What do you think? I'm thinking 4 degrees.
You think that many?
Yeah, yeah.
Hank Williams knew a lot of people.
He did.
So
how many degrees you thinking?
I'll go 4. I think you're right.
You 4? Okay. The eyes have it. All 4. All right.
Okay.
Let's see. Now this might be a little bit tenuous.
Okay.
I don't know if I use that word right. We'll have to ask James when he comes back on. Hank Williams Sr. influenced and inspired numerous musicians, including Johnny Cash. So inspiration and influence is not the same as directly working together.
Correct.
But we'll give it a pass. But then Johnny Cash collaborated with Glenn Campbell on various occasions. Again, they did work together,
right.
So I just think they're maybe not identifying.
Right.
And then Glenn Campbell collaborated with Dionne Warwick on the song I Say a Little Prayer, 1968. Sure. And then Dionne Warwick worked with David Foster to produce several of her albums and songs.
Yeah.
So Hank Williams Sr. and David Foster are connected by 4 degrees of separation. So that I would say is likely, it probably is still 4, but that first one about Hank Williams influencing and inspiring Johnny Cash, it's maybe that JimmyGPT just doesn't have the data on that. So, but it's actually probably stronger than tenuous. I bet you it's a pretty good connection. So we'll go 4. Throw another Foster at us.
Jose Feliciano. Come on.
You love to say Jose Feliciano.
It's such a good word. It's such a good guy.
Jose Feliciano and David Foster, 6 degrees. Okay, what are you thinking?
I'm going to say 2 or 3. They both are really talented musicians. I'm sure that there's some Christmas collaboration he probably used.
Well, it's 4.
Oh.
So Jose Feliciano collaborated with Christina Aguilera on the song El Último Adiós, 2000. Yep. Christina, or ex-Tina as she used to be called, collaborated with Andrea Bocelli on the song Somos Novios, It's Impossible, 06. Yeah. Bocelli collaborated with Celine Dion on the song The Prayer, and Celine Dion worked with David Foster on numerous occasions where he was producing many of her albums and songs. So, okay, 4 degrees.
Okay, that's actually not too bad.
Let's go like hard rock, heavy metal, like
Iron Maiden?
Like Iron Maiden, yeah. Iron Maiden. And well, Bruce Dickinson is a pretty prolific producer in his own right.
Yeah, but I was going to say you could either go that or you could go Judas Priest.
We'll try Iron Maiden. That's we'll go there.
Iron Maiden would be pretty good. Just to think of Eddie hanging out with, David Foster.
This is actually 5 degrees.
Okay,
so Iron Maiden guitarist Adrian Smith collaborated with Bruce Dickinson on the song Man of Sorrows from Dickinson's solo album The Chemical Wedding. Bruce Dickinson collaborated with Jack Black on the song The Road from the album Tyranny of Souls. Jack Black collaborated with Neil Diamond in the film Saving Silverman, which also is in my top 20. It's an amazingly funny movie. Neil Diamond worked with Barbra
Hmm.
Streisand on the song You Don't Bring Me Flowers, and Streisand worked with Foster, produced several of her albums. Okay, so that's
That's
5.
pretty good, actually. The fact that there was the Adrian Smith connection
Yeah,
was, yeah, because you're right. You just called it. You said Bruce Dickinson, right? And what was he? More cowbell.
right.
I'm Bruce Dickinson,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah, exactly. You brought up another game in a second, and by game I mean again
Yes.
for the 2 listeners. Thanks, Dad,
Mhm.
and whoever else can't find the off button on their phone.
Appreciate the help there, Martina McBride. We really,
Yes, yes,
we're
yes.
sorry we haven't referenced you.
Martina McBride and I share a birthday. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe Martina McBride and David Foster should be our next one.
Okay, I like it. And I'm trying to count. Did we get to 5 Fosters yet? Hank is 1. Jose is 2. Well, not beers. We're not drinking Foster's beers. Foster's Lager.
Foster's Lager.
The beer that Australians really don't drink. At least that's what they always say. It's
You know
just
what?
commercials.
Australians that want to be fancy, you know what coffee they order?
What's that?
Cortado.
Oh, Cortado.
Yeah. Oh, you must be Australian. Cortado. Yeah, we want a Cortado.
Wait, we talked about Russell Crowe earlier with American Gangster, and he's Australian.
And he's also a musician. Let me see if there's Russell Crowe and David Foster link.
Yes. Well, we gotta do 5 Fosters. So Hank is 1, Jose is 2, Iron Maiden is 3. Okay, so we'll do Martina and then and Crow. Okay, so yep. Martina McBride and David Foster. Son of a bitch. 6 degrees.
Really?
Yep. Martina McBride collaborated with Bob Seger on the song Chances Are.
Get the hell out of here. Bob Seger and Martina McBride. Bob Seger's
amazing.
Yes.
By the way, I love to listen to the song Hollywood Nights driving at night with the windows down and the cool air blasting. It's amazing if you can actually be in Southern California on PCH or wherever. But even in spite of that, with the windows down, listening to Hollywood Nights, obviously we're responsible, so we would never exceed the speed limit, but as close to the speed limit as possible. It is amazing.
I do the same thing. That's one thing. That's 1 degree of separation. Is name something that you and your brother do with Hollywood Nights, and I go, I like to drive and listen to that song with the windows down at night. That like crisp, humid air.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's nothing like it. And then that, you're right. Accelerating up to the speed limit.
Yeah, it's just amazing. By the way, Martina McBride does have my birthday, July 29th. Happy birthday, Martina. Whenever this episode airs, hopefully you enjoyed your birthday. Okay.
That's if JimmyGPT allows us to, do it.
Okay, so Martina and Foster, 6 degrees. Martina and Seeger, that's 1. Bob Seger with Kid Rock, that's 2. Kid Rock and Sheryl Crow, that's 3 on the song Picture. Sheryl Crow and Michael Jackson on the song I Just Can't Stop Loving You. And then Michael Jackson with Barbra Streisand and Barbra Streisand and David Foster. So 6 degrees.
Okay. Wow.
So Russell Crowe. This could be the one that breaks JimmyGPT.
It might be.
Russell Crowe.
Thank you, Karen, by the way. I know you're not listening to this, but I know Jeff's going to play this particular part of the podcast for you to listen to come up with this magnificent idea.
It was amazing.
Seriously. I thought this was going to be fun.
Yeah.
This has been in Dad's best term. This is a hoot. It's a hoot.
Well, Jason.
Yes.
Sometimes when life hands you lemons, you get the most glorious lemonade.
What do we got here?
4 connections.
Come on.
Nope. 4
Closer
connections.
than established artist Martina McBride.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
So there's also another throwback.
Okay.
Russell Crowe starred in the movie Les Mis with Hugh Jackman. another famous Australian.
Correct.
Hugh Jackman starred in the movie Australia with Nicole Kidman, another famous Australian. I think, right? So that's 3 Australians. Nicole Kidman starred in the movie The Stepford Wives with Bette Midler, who famously is not Australian. She appreciates Australians, but
Correct.
she herself is not Australian.
Very musical, though.
Super musical.
Yes.
Wait, Bette Midler musical? Yeah, I mean, she did The Wind Beneath My Wings.
That's right.
Yep. And then, of course, Bette Midler worked with David Foster, who produced her album, Bette Midler Sings the Rosemary Clooney Songbook,
Yeah.
2003. So they are connected by 4 degrees. And Rosemary Clooney is interesting because she is George Clooney's aunt.
Mm-hmm.
And George Clooney was referenced earlier through the J-Lo, Brad Pitt connection. I think maybe we just pivot. We don't use James at all anymore. We just play this game with JimmyGPT.
This has been a good game. I'm wondering if people that have listened, the 3 people that are listening, if they've been shouting just out loud at whatever places that they're at, like, it's Bette Midler. Bette Midler's a connection.
Right. Hold on. Pull the car over. Start Googling. So
exactly.
Wow.
Bruce
Okay.
Dickinson!
Now, so we got who have we 6 degreed? So we 6 degreed Kevin Bacon. Obviously, he's the OG.
OG.
It begins and ends with Kevin Bacon.
Correct.
Then we did Dre.
I didn't forget about Dre. Did you forget about Dre?
Well, I've never forgotten about Dre. He's amazing. So I have a new connection to think about.
Martina McBride and your birthday?
Well, no, I mean, that's amazing. But what about, because you mentioned Christopher Walken, and the Walken connection would be, I think, fairly easy to do because he also, like Bacon, is a very prolific actor.
Sure.
But let's think Saturday Night Live for a second.
Okay.
We loved Saturday Night Live as kids. I still enjoy it. I don't know if you've watched it of late. It's got some ups and downs like any show, but I think generally they're still hitting pretty hard. They're still doing pretty well.
Yeah.
So what I want to think about is SNL. So let's think about one-time guests or either one-time hosts or one-time musical guests on SNL, right?
Okay.
So here's what I mean. So SNL one-time only hosts. Well, I mean, there's a bunch, but here's what it said. Some notable examples.
Mm-hmm.
Louise Lasser. She hosted SNL on July 24th, 1976.
Okay.
A few days before Martina and I's birthday. During the shows, well, and I wasn't born yet, but we'll just keep it. Yeah. She hosted it once during the show's first season.
Okay.
She's best known for her role in the television series Mary Hartman. Okay. Aha. We got another connection to Ocean's 11. Elliot Gould hosted SNL once, January 10th, 1976, also during the first season.
Yeah.
Of course, he was in MASH, Ocean's 11, Hangover. He was also very famously on Friends, which has a connection to Brad Pitt as well. Of course, Ocean's 11. And then this one, I did not know. Milton Berle hosted SNL in 1979. Again, my birth year. So happy birthday to me again. So yeah, that's amazing. So 3 one-time hosts that are listed, and it says there's many. How about musical guests? Give me a guest that you think has been on an SNL.
Milli Vanilli.
I think Milli Vanilli actually was on SNL.
You said has or has not?
Has been on.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that they were.
Oh, wow. Now this is wild. Milli Vanilli appeared on SNL as musical guest on Guess the Day.
August 15th, 1990.
1990. Wow, Jason, that's really good.
Yeah.
1990 is the year.
Yeah.
But the day, March 17th, a day before your birthday.
What?
Yeah. That is crazy.
Girl, you know it's true.
That is actually the song that they really? sang or lip synced possibly on their show.
Oh.
Wow. That's amazing. Okay, Milli Vanilli. Wow, this is going really well. Again, I think I don't know. Jimmy GPT is coming pretty hard to the hoop, huh?
I'm
Or
going to
whatever the right
guess
phrase is.
Third
Okay.
Eye Blind.
You think Third Eye Blind was not on SNL?
No, maybe they were actually. They had to have been
Okay.
on at least once back in the 90s.
Uh,
They were not.
well, it says Third Eye Blind has never been the musical guest on SNL as of
Get
my last update in January 2022.
out of
January
here.
2022?
Yeah.
Jimmy GPT, what are you doing? You're 2 years behind.
Well, so we're like 30 years behind. We've only been talking about Police Academy, and to be
That's true.
fair, so
Yes, that's true.
for us
Yeah.
to sit
Yeah.
here and
Okay.
judge Jimmy GPT when
Well,
we're
that's
the
fair. That's
ones,
fair.
you know.
Okay.
But
That's true.
I've wanted to hear, do 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 do.
Well, okay. So now, do you know that there is a pretty famous Third Eye Blind song used in a movie, right?
That's like the most famous one, right?
Yes. I think
Semi-chan
it's the
kind of
song.
life,
Well,
baby.
no, I think it's Jumper.
Jumper.
Um,
Oh yeah.
yep,
I wish you could step. That one. Yeah.
yep. You remember
Yeah.
the
That's
movie?
City of Angels. No, I'm kidding. I don't know
Oh,
which.
Rick. No, the movie Yes Man with Jim Carrey.
Oh, that's
Uh,
right.
it's an amazing scene.
Yeah.
One notable appearance, yeah, because he talks the guy. He's trying to talk the guy off the ledge by singing that song. So okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it says additionally, Jumper has been used in various other films and TV shows, often to underscore a dramatic or emotional moment due to its poignant lyrics and melody. Okay, that was a pretty good guess. So Third Eye Blind has never been on SNL.
Never has.
Has Weird Al ever done SNL?
Maybe. I don't know. Let's ask Jimmy GPT.
Yankovic and SNL. Holy smokes. He has a notable history with SNL. While he has never been a cast member, he has made multiple appearances on the show.
Really?
So I guess he did. So that's kind of weird. And this is where Jimmy GPT still has some opportunities. He did perform in 1984 during season 10 episode hosted by Michael McKean.
Okay.
Now, didn't we talk about Michael McKean earlier, or we had some reference to
Michael McKean's in almost everything. For me,
what? Go ahead.
Coneheads. He was so good.
I love him in Best in Show, but
That's a good one too.
he's amazing too. Coneheads is amazing too.
Yeah.
And Coneheads had Dan
Aykroyd.
There you go. See,
and Jane Curtin.
Yep. Oh yeah. Wow.
And Chris Farley.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. All right. So 85.
Yeah.
He comes back to SNL season 11, the year of your birth.
Yep.
It was hosted by Harry Dean Stanton. Now that is an SNL host that people have forgotten about. He performed I Lost on Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Hey, amazing. He, in 1992, shows up in season 17, hosted by Jerry Seinfeld, which is amazing.
Wow.
One of my comedy inspirations.
Yep.
And he performed Smells Like Nirvana. His parody of Nirvana Smells Like Teen Spirit. And then in 2003, he was featured in a SNL Weird Al's 3-Day House of Pancakes digital short during the season 28 episode hosted by Jack Black, who we referenced earlier. Wow. Okay.
This is pretty cool.
All right. So SNL. So we've done, how many SNLs did we do? So
a lot.
We did the hosts. That was a few. Milli Vanilli is 2. Yep. Third Eye Blind is 3.
Yep.
Weird Al is 4. So we need one more SNL. So
who's the person who's hosted the most? Is it John Goodman? He's hosted a lot. Tom Hanks?
I think it is Tom Hanks. So let's see. SNL most. Now, this says as of January 2022, it's Alec Baldwin.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it says he has hosted through January 2022. He's hosted it 17 times, making him the record holder.
17.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Okay. That's another one of those actors who's just been in like everything.
Yes, he's very, very prolific. This has been fun.
All right, we need look. I feel bad because we've pretty much been talking to Jimmy GPT this whole time, and we haven't been talking to each other.
Yeah.
But I also want to involve the third person or the third object in this case, right?
Jimmy GPT really came in the clutch when Jimmy, our brother, is living it up with Dad and Day, our stepmom. They're having this great time.
Yeah, he's having what is it? Oysters.
I'll have more lobster tail, please,
Yeah, more
and
lobster
and
tail.
scallops.
What's the oysters? What's the fancy one where they
Wait,
put the
talking about oysters, Rockefeller?
yes, Rockefeller, please. I'll
Mm,
like the Rockefeller my oysters.
yeah. Exactly. He's
I'm
partying
gonna
with
take
he's
yeah.
partying with the Goot and Kevin Bacon
That's
and
right.
and living his high flying living his Hollywood nights. Actually, that you know what, Jason, that's really
He's
yeah. He's having Hollywood nights in those Hollywood
oh man.
hills, and yeah. And meanwhile, you and I are hanging out with Jimmy GPT.
That we are.
Yeah,
And the ghost of Bruce Dickinson.
and the ghost of Bruce Dickinson, who allegedly ordered more cowbell. So
I gotta figure out with Bruce Dickinson, how many records really though?
do you really want to know? We'll ask
I
Jimmy.
really want to know. The last Jimmy GPT reference should
Okay.
be because who do you think was more popular, Bruce Dickinson
Uh,
or David Foster?
oh well, I would just say Bruce Dickinson, producer credits, right? I think David
Yeah,
Foster is the most prolific producer of all time.
has to be.
Yeah, this doesn't. Yeah, this is. I probably don't know how to word it right. How many?
Well, you wrote it in crayon,
Yes.
so that's
Yeah, on the keyboard. How many records has Bruce Dickinson produced?
no, Jeff. The purple crayon. Use the purple
Mm.
crayon. I've been trying to use red.
Yeah, it's out of it's. It keeps saying January 2022. Several albums. Exact numbers not readily available. Well, let's try this.
Okay,
How many? Because that whole David Foster and Friends, the tour that he's done. I mean, he's
sure.
got a huge amount of people. David Foster is a prolific producer who has worked on numerous albums throughout his career spanning several decades. While it's challenging to provide an exact count of how many records he has produced due to the extensive nature of his discography, it is safe to say that he has been involved in the production of hundreds of albums.
I would believe that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I believe it.
that's amazing.
Um, I think Diplo also probably same sort of thing where he's
Oh,
just in
Diplo is a
under
yeah,
almost has to be.
yeah.
Oh, we could. This is a rabbit
Oh,
hole.
yeah,
Jimmy GPT, thank you.
yeah, yeah. Jimmy GPT. If we didn't have to wrestle with the moral, ethical, and practical implications of replacing our brother James with Jimmy
Right.
GPT, we would definitely we'd bring you in the fam for sure.
I would say take a poll, but it's 2 versus 1 at that point, and that's not fair to James.
No, yeah, we shouldn't vote him off the island.
No, not yet.
From a very practical standpoint, we do need
Right.
him to edit
We do.
because so 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 James, as you're listening to this, please stop crunching. It's like he's crunching ice while he's like,
No, he's just slowly ripping pieces off of his guitar.
yes,
Right.
yes,
So
yes.
just
Oh, I thought you were calling back to the eyebrow. Like if every time
slowly
we
ripping off his eyebrow.
right. So he just got. So by the end of editing this first episode, not this first episode,
No.
by the end of editing this episode, the first time, he will just have one eyebrow, and because he will have been plucking an eyebrow hair off
Slowly.
one hair at a time. If they say that I've got to Jimmy GPT one more time.
Wait till the goot hears about
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, exactly. Don't worry, James. You're living it up with Dad
right.
and Day.
Right.
And so, meanwhile, Jason and I
Take the baked potato.
yeah, with extra sour cream, perhaps.
Please.
But hold the bacon bits, please.
That's just too ostentatious
yes.
for me.
But I will take the lump crab on top of my fillet.
That's right.
Jason, meanwhile, you and I have had to keep each other warm, not physically, but you with the candle, where you did almost
Yes.
lose an eyebrow earlier. and
Yeah.
me with the light of the monitor.
That yeah, you
So
did. I'm
the
just
yeah,
I'm just glad your home waxing kit went well
yeah,
this time.
yikes.
It was
The
good.
wow, the the warmth of the glow of the monitor with
Yeah,
Jimmy GPT is what's keeping us warm while James is watching them flambe something and
oh
Cherry's
man.
Jubilee and at least two souffles perhaps a vanilla bean or a Grand Marnier souffle and a chocolate souffle perhaps.
Absolutely.
Um, so
Absolutely. I love that.
yeah,
Well, this has been fun.
yeah, this was great.
Jeff, I'm glad that we still kept it on. And again, special thanks to Karen for
Yeah,
giving the inspiration to Ring Circus Maximus plus Jimmy
yes,
GPT. This has
yep.
been phenomenal.
Yeah, thanks, honey. We love you. Thank you for this suggestion. It was amazing. I hope that James does not edit this part out because I definitely need to make deposits in the emotional bank account. So
It's true.